Salve a tutti ragazzi e bentornati sul canale, io sono militari ed eccoci con Kingdom Come Deliverance. Riprendiamo da dove ci siamo lasciati. Oggi andiamo ad assaltare finalmente il castello di Talmberg e a riprenderci tutto ciò che è nostro. Quindi andiamo a parlare con Ser Radzig. Voi mi raccomando, come sempre, spolliciate, mettete like e se ancora non l'avete fatto iscrivetevi al canale. Per voi ragazzi non è niente, ma a me fa tantissimo.
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day, or until your final rest.
Questa cosa suona quasi come ultima missione, perché devo occuparmi di una questione. O sono pronto? Sì, è come se fosse l'ultima missione. Forse ragazzi oggi portiamo a termine il titolo.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on two fronts, the north gate and the west wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages, taking the outer walls, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
Allora, vabbè, facciamoli tutti, vediamo cosa ci dice.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can with the trebuchet first. Keezer claims he can even hit it directly. Even if that's true, we'll have to charge through a downpour of enemy arrows all the way to the portcullis.
Portcullis?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so we'll be able to break it down. But dealing with the defense in the bailey won't be easy.
Come attaccheremo le mura occidentali?
And what's the plan for attacking the west wall?
First, we have to get men to the wall with ladders, which is no easy matter under fire, so we'll need as many men covering them as possible. As soon as the ladders are in place, our foot soldiers will run up and try to scale the wall. Once a few of them get to the battlements, we should quickly gain the upper hand.
Come conquisteremo i bastioni?
How will we take the battlements?
Either by scaling the west wall, or our men at the gate will help. If they can break through, that is.
E il cortile interno?
And the inner bailey?
That will be tough. Even if we get through the gate and into the outer bailey, we're still a long way from victory. The castle is designed so we'll be like hens in a coop to anyone with a bow on the inner battlements. We'll have to either fight our way through, or somehow get around them.
Cioè, complimenti Robert, hai fatto un castello a prova di assedio. E per quanto riguarda gli alloggi?
What about the living quarters?
There, I'm worried most about the hostages. Once we're inside, Istvan will know defeat is inevitable, but we'll still have to fight for each and every room.
Ok, credo di avere informazioni sufficienti.
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter. And as God is my witness, we will kick those whore sons' arses.
A village lad and an old soldier? This man must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your eyes open and take advantage of every chance. Help your comrades, and don't go rushing in where you're outnumbered. We have to take the castle gradually, one position after another.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you, stripling.
Good luck to you, old soldier.
Take care.
Signori, ci siamo, forse questa è la battaglia finale. Boom. Oh, hanno colpito il coso per far aprire il cancello, le catene. Grandissimi. Obiettivo avviato. Vai all'attacco Assalta le mura. Andiamo, andiamo. Ma scusa, se abbiamo spaccato il cancello, perché non entriamo direttamente nell'ingresso principale? Che cavolo? Ah, gli arcieri. Vabbè ragazzi, andiamo, forza. Però aspetta, perché devo salire prima io? Salite voi prima? Chi sale prima? Oh, guarda che stronzi, guarda, che stanno aspettando che salgo io. Dai, dai, dai. Ok, vai, vai, salite. Io vi seguo subito dietro, tranquilli. Oh, capitano. Dai, vengo pure io adesso. No ragazzi, se salivo da solo qua finiva. Ma guarda quello che l'hanno spinto giù. Assalta le mura. All'attacco. L'arciere maledetto. Crepa bastardo. Ma scusate, tutti gli uomini che abbiamo avuto, solo 3 soldati si sono salvati. Insomma, pochino. Bello, e tu la spada, l'hai persa. Meno male che almeno stiamo recuperando energia. Anzi, magari questi punti, vediamo se già ce li mettiamo. Allora, giocatore. Vediamo cosa possiamo potenziare di questi. La fame non mi interessa. Il problema di questi attributi è che molti ti potenziano una cosa e ti distruggono l'altra. Attribuisce bonus, ma... magari questo. Quando resti immobile la stanchezza e la fame restano allo stesso livello. Facciamo questo. Poi puoi portare quantità. I tuoi attacchi causano danni più gravi. Il vigore. Questo non è male. Squarcio possente. È anche terribile. Sì, facciamo terribile. Poi spada. Allora, qua mi devo ricordare lo schema. Visto che io uso molto spada lunga, quindi direi questo. Anche questo. Vabbè, facciamoci questo. Non me lo ricorderò mai lo schema, però proviamoci. Vabbè, bevitore, quello della birra e del vino, che al momento non ci serve. Oh, si è rialzato questo. Siamo rimasti solo in 2. Non so se gli altri stanno saltando dal cortile, da giù, però io seguo voi. E ti trovi in un'area privata, addirittura. avventura. In questo momento credo di privato, qui non c'è più niente. Ok, siamo entrati nel cortile. Madonna, sono tantissimi. Recupera fiato, vai, attacca. Dai che forse ci siamo quasi, abbiamo quasi liberato la zona. No, non tutti su di me, non tutti su di me, uno su uno. E che cazzo, sono tutti soldati, sempre su di me vuoi attaccare. Ma fanculo. Muore, insieme al cavallo, schiaccialo. Oh, abbiamo ottenuto anche un bel po' di punti.
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one. Don't tempt fate, Hamish. Istvan! It's over!
Dai,
You
bello.
want us to come and get you?
Affaciti alla finestra. Affaciti alla finestra, amore
Your
mio.
friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Ser Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also...
È vero, noi abbiamo
safe and
Eric
sound,
qua, si chiama
but
Eric
he's
questo.
also quite keen to go home.
Me l'ero scordato che avevamo il prigioniero.
It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, you're all noblemen here. All bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Ser Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
Ma io in realtà lo vorrei uccidere. Però,
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Scarlets.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks this truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor.
If you let him go, he'll do the same again.
il famoso onore di un cavaliere.
Find him. Then you'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Stephanie.
Forgive me, husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
Beh, almeno non l'ha toccata.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your
La
sword.
spada.
I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
I look forward to it. Yeah!
Vedi, se un pezzo di merda ti fai odiare. Cioè, come fai a mantenere l'onore di un cavaliere quando tu sei così stronzo?
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Skalitz. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him? There's no sign of them. Move on. Glad to see Istvan kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
Il doppio dei suoi uomini. 3 soldati sono, Ser Radzig.
All right, Father.
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
We catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor.
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
Aia, tasto
You
dolente.
know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing?
Sì, all'inizio del gioco
Oddly
sapevamo
enough,
che
even though you don't have his blood, you're very like
fosse una specie di
When he
cavaliere.
was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah. The sword.
Ce l'ha recuperata.
It's not my sword. It's yours.
No, non è vero. Pensavo che la usciva tipo,
For a moment,
guarda qua
it was only
figliolo.
yet so far. Oh, well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Mark Vart von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. It is better not to dwell too much on that at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? I wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Signori, a quanto pare sì, questo era l'ultimo episodio. Siamo arrivati alla fine del gioco ed è stato fantastico. Kingdom Come Deliverance alla sua uscita, possiamo dirlo, era un disastro. Però bisogna ammettere che adesso, con tanti anni dalla sua uscita, è migliorato con tutte le patch, le vari aggiustamenti, è migliorato. Anche se nonostante tutto, ancora qualche bug qua e là. Se non sbaglio c'era qualche missione buggata, qualche missione secondaria per fortuna e qualche altro buggettino qua e là, che comunque tutto sommato ci ha permesso comunque di completare il gioco. E che gioco! Non per questo, ragazzi, hanno annunciato anche il seguito, che io non vedo l'ora di provare. Ovviamente va da sé che, voi lo sapete, io sono povero come la merda e quindi di conseguenza non so se riuscirò a portarmelo al giorno di lancio, quindi probabilmente aspetterò qualche sconto qua e là. Detto questo, aspettiamo, vediamo se c'è qualche altra scena post credit, se no dopo ci salutiamo. Sì, la scena c'è.
Doing well, son. Oh. Father. Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Ser Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away. What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Ser Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Ok, missione completata, la scrittura di un giuramento. Signori, la missione inviata a epilogo, quindi non è finita ancora. Va al castello superiore di giorno per incontrare il margravio Jobst. Che sarebbe... dov'è? Ah, qui. Allora dobbiamo scendere di qua. E andare al castello. Tra l'altro prima avevamo la stalla qui, adesso finalmente abbiamo una stanza dentro le mura. Fantastico. Però non mi puoi mettere i titoli di coda e dopo mi fai ancora giocare. Cioè, oddio, è una cosa bella, per carità. Però mi metti quella musica tutta metal, tutto che è il titolo di coda, congratulazioni, il gioco è finito e poi epilogo, sorpresa. Vabbè, andiamo a vedere come si conclude sta storia.
Oh, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
Magari Istvan lo vedremo nel secondo capitolo? Chi può dirlo? Chissà.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Ser Radzig.
Came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
The question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas has invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf,
Heinrich von
The
Rosenberg.
situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghoff is on your side? Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Gutenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
Signori, qua mi sa che non è ancora finita. Ci tocca andare a un'altra missione. Ci stanno affidando una missiva da consegnare.
Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Gutenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, uncle. We'll be back in a few days.
Ser Capone, l'uomo chiamato problemi.
Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Quindi andiamo, consegniamo e torniamo. Semplice. Ah, ok, congratulazioni. Hai completato gli eventi della storia principale. Se desideri puoi ancora affrontare le missioni secondarie e tutte le attività, oppure limitarti a esplorare il mondo di gioco. Potrai completare l'avventura in qualsiasi momento cavalcando insieme alla squadra di Ser e Capone oltre i confini della mappa. Quindi...
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
Quindi è finita. Vabbè ragazzi, io voglio comunque provare a consegnare la lettera. Vediamo che succede. Facciamo magari quest'ultima missione. O no, cioè... Perché comunque la mappa penso di averla esplorata tutta. Però parlava anche dei confini della mappa, quindi boh, non saprei. Vabbè, vediamo che ci dice Ser Capone adesso. Se magari si ferma, ecco.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Non vedo l'ora.
Of course. I can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Berghoff is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
Vai, andiamo. Io sempre col cavallo tutto sconcio. Fai strada? Però dai, Capone, mamma mia. Cioè, già sono 3 giorni di viaggio. Se andiamo così piano. Vabbè, raga, come sempre, se parlano ve lo tengo, altrimenti vi taglio il viaggio. Ok, eccoci qua. Allora ragazzi, vi ho risparmiato la galoppata. Alla fine hanno solo parlato della riunione che avete appena visto, quindi niente di che. Ho dato un po' di pareri sui vari personaggi che sono stati elencati durante la riunione. Ma perché siamo scesi là? Non potevamo arrivare qui con i cavalli. Ok che sono 2 passi, però... Cioè, lasciare i cavalli così lontano mi sembra un poco eccessivo, Ser Capone. Comunque.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Pronti.
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that horseman who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!
Signori, forse è finita ufficialmente. Con questa cavalcata verso il tramonto, forse dovremmo aver terminato. Sì, abbiamo finalmente terminato il gioco. Mamma mia, che epopea che è stata. Ora, mi dice saltascena, quindi non so se ci sia qualche altra scena nascosta. No, ok, finito. Signori, è finito ufficialmente. Ora, io vi ringrazio di cuore per aver visto questa serie, spero che vi sia piaciuta. Ovviamente io le statistiche le ho viste e non è che c'è stato tutto questo successo. Ci sono state tante visualizzazioni, il che sono contento, però like e commenti veramente pochi. Ma ripeto, io alla fine gioco anche perché chissà un domani, quando sarò vecchio, me ne riguarderò questi gameplay e dirò: ma guarda un po' quanti cazzo di giochi ho giocato. Ma questi appunto sono cavoli miei, dettagli miei. Poi per carità, se a qualcuno piace e vuole commentare, mettermi un like solo per il supporto, io vi posso dire veramente grazie di cuore. Detto questo, io vi saluto perché il video adesso è veramente diventato lungo, vi ringrazio ancora e noi ci rivediamo sempre qui sul canale in una nuova avventura. Ciao, aglio!